y'all better love me forever. I'm trying to keep it consistent with the content for you guys because it's all good talking and saying, oh, I'm gonna drop content and rare, but unless I actually do, right, you guys don't get to fully follow my airsoft journey, right? So I'm trying to be consistent. I've got a season 2 coming, which I believe this video will be part of. So keep it locked. You can see I'm in my merch. I decided to do a few bits like test something, see what they look like, because I'm gonna be testing some new loadout clothing basically. Like I don't want to just always be in army gear. Sometimes I want to go out and represent with the Airsoft Special Ops and then kind of just show people, yeah, it is Yardman Leng. For those of you who can see, yeah, gotta have my Jamaican flags about. Do you get it? What am I saying? So today's video, I kind of just wanted to do a quick update about Splatoon and my last game and how I felt that went and stuff. It was a good game. This was probably a week ago. Because Sunday tomorrow. Yeah, Sunday tomorrow. So yeah, this was a week ago. It was a good game. I met some great people again, switched contacts, ended up joining another group chat. So that was a really amazing experience. And to be honest, everybody, I don't know if it's beginner's luck or something, but I noticed that everybody, well not everybody, but the majority of people who I meet, I did have like a little run in at Splatoon, which I'll talk about briefly, but like most people that I meet, should I say, they tend to be cool, down to earth, and they're willing to help. Like I was talking to one of the guys this week about a mag, funny enough, for my pistol, because I want to get a new mag, but I don't want, like, I've got the Vosk standard mag because obviously I've got the Vosk top for my pistol, or Vosk slide, should I say, and I don't have gloves on car. I don't know if you can see, I've really damaged my hand there. Where is it? There, and then on here. I don't know if you can see it very well. Might not show it in the camera, but via I'm not wearing gloves today. But yeah, so good and bad things that happened. Met some great people, like I said, that would have been good things. Majority of the games, I think 5 out of 6 of them were like perfectly calm. I only had an issue in one, like where, well, 2 should I say, like people just wouldn't call their shots. However, my team was calling our shots, so we ended up losing those 2 games, which I don't mind losing, but it's like, let me lose fairly, if that makes sense, and don't let me lose because your team is not calling their shots. But I did try to understand because there were a lot of young people there that day. Like when I say young, I'm talking about like kids, teenagers and stuff like that. So it was a very mixed audience. Like we had older guys, middle-aged guys, and then it kind of went down and trickled from there. Negative experiences. For those of you who know me, know I'm not afraid to tell a man how I feel in it. So I'm really happy to get lurky and straight to the point. But at 2 points throughout the day, I overheard people trying to comment on my gun, and it's almost like they were trying to be rude. And my thing at the end of the day, because I didn't even end up reacting in the end, because when I thought it through, you know, initially you get angry, like I hear it, I want to spin and kind of get at them, but after a couple seconds of thinking it through, you're kind of like, you're just an idiot, because realistically it's a toy gun. So I don't know why, number one, you're so in your feels about having to comment on my gun, and number two, it's like, it's not your gun, so you don't have to, do you know what I'm trying to say? You don't have to have an opinion, or you don't have to be offended that my gun has decals on it. Like that was one of the things I heard, and I was just like, you're really an idiot, because number one, come to my face and say that shit so I can actually address you properly. And number two, everybody who's here at Splatoon, we're on good vibes. So if you really don't like something, keep that shit to yourself. Do you get it? Talk about the shit that you do like. Like it's a friendly family type environment. And yes, it is loaded, guys, and no safety is on, so if I squeeze it, it will shoot the camera. However, I'm going to, that's why I've got goggles on, and I'm going to shoot at my target if I do shoot in the video. So that was a bit annoying, but because everybody else was cool, I kind of got to the stage where I understood that it was just an idiot being an idiot. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? And it was something around the lines of like, because my gun has decals, like even my rifle, and this is loaded, but this is actually on safety, as you can see right here. Like, I'll take it off and I will fling it right back on. Yeah, so that's cool. If you notice, like I've got, for example, It's on safety, so I can point at myself. I like my ASSO Special Ops, same there. And then I've got like, I done some more upgrades. I put like Mary and then Jane, if you can see that. It's my Mary Jane, that's her name. We got Georgia, yeah, like Georgia. And I'll show you because you guys might not have seen it in the decals. She even got it inked on her. And then we got Mary Jane. So yeah, I get it because they probably thought, oh, he's like a kid, like he's putting all these decals on his gun, but for me, it just felt like, oh, you're a joke, man, for even commenting on it, because this was a big old man. Like you could see that one of the guys was like somebody's dad, and you could see like other one probably didn't have kids, but he was old enough to kind of be like somebody's uncle. So I was just like, you guys are so childish. And my thing is, you could just hear they were forcefully whispering about it, and I was just like, do you see, you're so nerdy. It's like, oh, say that shit with your chest. But because, like I said, Splatoon is like a family environment, I didn't kind of want to create no scenes or nothing, and even just be known there for being a negative vibration guy. So I just thought, you know, fuck these lot, man. I'm not even gonna react. I'm just gonna catch you on the field, which I did. Like at one point, I ended up killing the guy and his friend several times, to the extent where they were like, fuck's sake, man, just leave us alone. So do you get it? That's it. For me, I feel like that's the best way to take out your aggression in airsoft. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because to start a fight in a family environment, it's just like, fuck them. But so yeah, that was that. What else was? Like I said, the marshals were cool. They said that they're gonna help me get my UKR, my UKARA, if that's what they call it. So that positive stuff all the way around. You know what I'm trying to say? Positive stuff to say about that venue. The only thing I would say is I wish there were more different types of games, because it kind of, at one point, like I think it was halfway through the day, I kind of felt like this is just repetitive, proper repetitive. But that's just me being a perfectionist, because I'm so used to close combat where everything changes so quickly, whereas in that you have time to run around, think. Sometimes there was even like 2 games where I hid and nobody found me. At one point, like I got into a shootout with somebody, but for the majority of the game I didn't come across nobody, and I was like, that's so crazy that the map is so big that I could hide somewhere and sit the whole game out if I wanted to, which is in some areas is good, because it gives you, like for example, somebody like me who uses something like this, and that game I didn't have an extended mag. I only came with my standard mags. I'll show you my standard mags. So for me, it was nice because I could hop into a container and refill with my speed loader, or switch clips quickly, or switch to my side weapon and then go back out and attack what was going on out there. So definitely will be sticking with this gun. It does come with its negatives, but overall good day. Like I said, man, I'm not gonna sit there and complain about shit that didn't happen, basically. My gear, I kind of wanted to talk about that. That was the reason why I wanted to do this video. So my gear, like I wanted to comment on quite a few things. So we'll start with the main ones. Like we'll start with the exciting ones. Like for example, my pistol. Great. I would have loved to have tested in auto, which I did a couple times, and I feel like if you squeeze and hold the trigger, it's almost like your gas finishes faster. I've noticed like if you just tap and tap and tap while it's on auto, it works very well. But obviously I couldn't really do that much because those games don't allow full auto. You have to play in semi. So that was more when I was at the firing range, I would test just to understand the gun a bit better, kind of thing, because I don't tend to test the gun on auto at home just because my space is not the largest space, basically. But overall I was happy with it. I had to make a couple adjustments, probably yesterday, to it, because as much as the spring upgrade I did is good, it gives the gun a really kind of impactive feel every time you shoot. The gas naturally does that anyway. So what was happening, it was causing me like a loading issue just because the barrel wasn't making it all the way back to load a pellet in. So I ended up just taking out that extra spring and going back to the standard, and then just leaving, for example, my trigger upgrade and little things like that, because I feel like because it's a gas gun, like the impact is there, I don't need it. So I'm gonna at a later date test it on my rifle and see. Hopefully it works, because it's a good little thing to have. I'm telling you, like I feel like it increases the kick on the barrel by easily about 45-50%, maybe even 60%, depending on what kind of user you are, but I say 45-50% just because for me it was a noticeable difference. I'm not gonna lie, it was really a noticeable difference, but at the same time you could still feel like, okay, half of this kick is still coming from my gas because I know how these pistols shoot, right? So but yeah, so I've reverted it back. However, I have a Raven bottom on it, if that makes sense. I'll take the gun apart at some other point and show you guys. And then I've got a Vosk slide, back zombie sight, front standard sight. I think I've already done a video on this, so guys, if you really want to understand what my burner looks like, go and watch the other videos. And then I decided to just use the standard Vosk clip. It's reliable, I will say that. One thing I will say about it though, I prefer, in the games I did notice, I preferred the, let me see if I can grab one out for you. I did prefer the WE mags. I don't know if that's just me as a user preference, but for me in the games, like say I'm at home right now, the Vosk mag is my preferred choice. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just reliable, the gas lasts a bit longer, etc, etc. But I feel like in the games that day, the WE mags were definitely my preferred choice. It was so weird because they were just reliable, like, and for some reason they were performing a lot better than they performed at home for me. So when I was at home, I was able to get like a whole mag and a half. So before I had to refill the gas. In the game, I was getting more like 2.5, and I was kind of confused a little bit because I was like, the day is a rainy day. It's very humid, and it was just weird. It was raining the whole day, so I was just like, that doesn't make sense, but it done it the whole day. I was able to, with this one and my Raven mag, use them several times. I think it was like twice, 2.5 times before I had to reload them with gas. For some reason, like, yeah, it performed, the Vosk mag did perform, but I don't know what it is. It just, for me, on the day, I went home feeling like the WE was the better mag, but every other time that I've tested, it's been the Vosk mag. So that was a bit interesting to come across as a experience. However, the biggest thing with my pistol was just like, I wish it had more bullets. I wish it had more bullets, because every so often, you like, sometimes you like, there was a bit where I was in the kill house, no, I was coming out of the kill house, and I didn't know that there was a team on the other side of, like, there's like a jungle / forest area. So I've walked out, and as I've walked out, I've heard slap, 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 and then there's just pellets flying everywhere. So I've kind of took cover. And by this point, I've kind of like shot my gun, and then I'm talking about the rifle. I've shot it, and then obviously, you know, when it's fully out, what will happen is this lock will come on right here, so it won't go all the way. For example, I don't know if you can see it, but my cock is literally all the way back. Even I'll show you on the other side. You can see my slide is actually open. Yeah, I can put my hand in there. But what was I saying? Yeah, and it stopped. So from my check, I obviously released my mag check. I was like, oh, I'm fully out. Luckily, I've got the attachment, so this was sitting on my chest. I literally just went to my side piece. But the only thing is, it's like, so I ended up, it was really cool because the thing I like with the pistol is like you can maneuver it a lot better, especially when you're in a tight, small space. So for me, I will always push a pistol and promote pistols. I think I'm gonna be maybe the YouTube pistol guy. I think that's what I'm gonna aim to be. There's some guys who love an AEG or love a gas gun or love a, for me, I might be the pistol guy because I love a pistol, bro. I love a good pistol. But my point was, I ended up going out there, dealing with 2 of them, dealing with the 3rd one. It was so cool because it was like some John Wick shit. G. I literally let one of them run up. I've like blind fired once. He said hit. I was like, nah, bro, it was blind fire. So he kept on running. By this point, I've now come out, slap, 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 straight down the hallway. One of the other guys looks like he was on his way in. He's kind of turned around and just ran. So I've just slap, slap, slap. He's caught about 3 or 4 in his back. Then the other guy, he's like blind firing around the corner. So I've took cover on the right hand side of the kill house. He doesn't understand that I'm in the right hand room. He still thinks I'm at the top of the hallway. So by this point, he tries to come in, but I don't know that there's another guy with him. So it's like, as he's come in, I've come out of the kill house, slap, slap, and gone to check the corner. And it's so interesting, like out of reaction, I've slapped it and caught the guy, but it looks like the guy has slapped it as well because he knew I was there, and obviously I ended up getting killed there. But It's a very interesting one, but yeah, man, pistols for sure, amazing. I've also decided to take my scope off it just because I just feel it wasn't relevant. Like I feel like it was just me doing too much with the pistol. I think whether indoors or outdoors, for me, the most I should probably have on this is maybe like a flashlight and a tracer unit. Those are probably the only upgrades I want to make to this, and defo extended mags, because my point of telling that story was after that. I've obviously respawned and come back, and because obviously I don't have an extended mag, because of that altercation, I've killed like 4 or 5 guys, or three, almost 3, 4, yeah, 3, 4, almost the 5th guy, and like by this point I probably only got like 10 pellets in the mag. I'm not realizing that my other mag is empty because I only had 2 mags for this, because the other mag was inside my conversion kit, which is another point where I was saying always have more than like 3 mags if you're going to use a conversion kit. And for example, like a Glock that uses the same mags, always have more than you actually physically need. But so yeah, I've gone back in the game and I've got 10 shells. I've come through, there's 2 containers, one guy is in one, I've slap, I'm trying to just line him up, get the shot right, slap, finally he's peeked, bam, I've caught him. I'm not clocking that I'm only, by this point now, I'm only on like 2 pellets. So I've bust the corner. Turns out one of their guys are on the side with a sniper trying to aim down sight at me. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm comfy, bro. I've got a Glock. I'm just aiming. I know if I slap 3 or 4, at least one's hitting you, bro. Because it's very precise. That's one thing I will say. Like every out of 10 bullets, 7 will hit, bro. This pistol is very, very good for that stuff like that, and reliability. But obviously gone slap. I'm on empty now, but I'm not realizing because I'm in the panic of the situation. Slap. Obviously nothing's coming out. He slapped me, I've gone out. And then the one thing I do like about the guy was he approached me afterwards and was like, I didn't want to shoot you, but I wasn't even sure if I got hit, so I had to shoot out of panic kind of thing. He was like, bro, you didn't hit me, check your mag. And I was like, do you know, like I was about to react to him, I kind of checked my mag and I was like, alright, do you know what, I appreciate you, because there was another guy I think I met like 2 weeks ago who done a similar thing as well to that. He was just like, bro, I'm so close, I was gonna shoot you in your back, but I'm just gonna tap you and tell you like, bro, nothing came out kind of thing. So I appreciate airsoft players like that. I hope you, man, like basically do play fairly, man. It just makes the game nice. Yeah, I think that's pistols. In terms of my rifle, like I said, I think I just had so much going on last game. Like there was too many decals on the gun, so I've taken off a lot. You notice I've just left the basics, like I said, the Mary J and my branding, Airsoft Special Ops, and then like I said, just my country orientations, and then 107, and obviously the people who helped us with the customs, which I probably will take off because their custom is what was jamming my Glock. So you guys need to adjust it, whoever you guys are. I'm gonna take that branding off soon. Or I'm gonna test it in a rifle and see if it works. If it works in a rifle, then you have my backing again. But it basically was causing an issue with my speed loader on the Voss. But I bought the Voss spring thing, so it just didn't make any sense. I was just like, why do you guys have options if it still comes with problems? But yeah, but what I had at first not at first, the last game was I had a scope on top of here, which was like a hemoglobin red scope. I decided to just remove it, man, because one thing I would say about them hemoglobin scopes is never get a red dot for outdoor games, only get for indoor games, because one thing I found was like, because it was raining and my scope would steam up, it's like the red dot sight through it, well, it wasn't a sight, it's just a red dot in a hemoglobin scope. I think I've done a video on it, the RMR, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's called the RMR sight, something like that, scope sight. So and there's a video on the channel about it, so do check it out. It's a good thing for indoors. One thing I would say is like when I was using it in here, when I initially took it out to the firing range, it was so on point. It was so on point that I was excited, but by the time I've gone back to the like safe zone and they've briefed us and then the game started, obviously the range started coming down heavy. Basically the whole day I wasn't able to use it, and it was so frustrating because there was a lot of times that people were like within my aim sight of the rifle, but it's like every time I'd aim down, I can't see what I'm trying to see because of the steam and rain. It just didn't mix very well, and the red dot, you didn't see it. So I think what I'm going to look at is one of the hemoglobin sights that actually have, like, it's not just a red dot, it's like a green or red outline of the sight within the sight, if that makes sense. If you don't get what I'm saying, I'll throw something in a video to help you guys understand. But because yeah, it just, for me, it kind of spoiled my games, because it kind of just made me feel like, what's the point having a sight if I can't use it in certain weathers? Because, for example, this sight is a basic plastic one that I bought. Only I think it's the bottom frame that's only metal, and it's a cheap little thing. I think I probably paid like under £20 for it. I probably paid like £17-19, somewhere about there for it, but it does the damn job. Like, I don't know if you can see it. My gun is on safety and my clip is removed anyway, so I'm alright. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Like, I've got a nice plus sign plus a dot in the middle. I can see it clearly. Even if it's raining, the most that will happen is it will get wet and you just dry it off. I can see it regardless, whereas the other one, it was just a nightmare. It's like, at times I was having to like blind fire the gun, but from my actual stance, you know, so I could roughly see where the person is. I'm guessing where my barrel is, and I'm just shooting. And for me, it was kind of frustrating because with the pistol in the conversion kit, it's like your only leverage of aiming is if you have like an aim sight, and I had taken this aim assist off the original. I don't know if you can see that as well. It basically gives like a line and a ball. That one's so accurate. It came with the CAA kit. So I decided to basically revert back to it, but make some adjustments. Just put it slightly in front, and then put my actual lighted scope right over it as well. 'Cause I just feel like it works. It does the job. It makes me happy. And even when I test at home, it's so on point. Like, because they're so, like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera. They're lined up so identically close that it's almost like there's no way it would do you dirty. Can you see? It's just so on point. Like, they're down to the T in the same place. So yeah, and even at home, like I said, it's so on point. Like, you aim straight, it's hitting, which makes me rely on it because it's reliable. Do you get it? But so yeah, so I've basically changed that back. I've decided to put back one of the bolts here. There's a couple, basically I'm gonna make a couple more adjustments to this based upon the last game, because now I'm gonna add a GoPro to the CAA kit, and I would like to officially put a battery on it because my anchor battery has come. So I'm gonna do a video on that, do an unboxing video. So yeah, man, so like overall, I thought that by now I would have got bored of this, or thought it was a bad investment, because everybody's walking around with rifles and things that can shoot very far and stuff like that. But for a pistol that I put in a conversion kit, and no, I shouldn't even say for a pistol, but it holds its own, bro. When I show it to people, they look at it like, oh, this is a toy, man, compared to my gun. But when they get shot on the field, they're salty. They're hella salty because they're thinking, how is this CAA conversion kit shooting me? And yeah, there is certain things that I don't have. Like, some of these people are able to hit me from, say, 500-600 feet, whereas I need to more be like 100 feet away, maybe 80 feet away to get the hit that I want to get. But at the same time, I don't mind running towards you or taking my time and pressing closely. So yeah, man, for me, that's that. I think the only upgrades I really want to do to this is maybe get some extendos. And I think that, like, what I'll probably do is the extendos that I bought for this is probably what I'll put with the kit. And then it means that the 3 clips I've got that are just not clips, but the 3 standard mags that I've got will just be for the pistol. Because then at least I've got 3 mags each game for the pistol. That's really good. That's like 69. If I'm correct, it's 23 each round. So that's at 69 BB rounds, which is, for me, that's more than enough for a pistol. Do you get it? Plus I have the option of reload and to do that one more round before the gas in the mag's finish, which for me, that's 128, I believe it is. That's pretty handy for a pistol. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, and then in terms of this, I'm not sure what the thing is called, but my guy is basically helping me find something, because after I'm gonna basically test the extended mags, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that goes the way I want it to. But my boy showed me this thing where it's like, you have like a tank. I think I spoke about this in another video, but he actually showed me that this is possible on my pistol conversion kit. So it's basically a tank. You have a line, and the tank is filled with CO2. But it's actually so cool because it's like, in a weird way, you've got you've got the backpack that has the tank in there. You have the line, that's what connects your gun to your clip. But your clip is a M4 mag, but an M4 mag that goes into a Glock mag so that the Glock can fit in. And it might sound crazy what I'm saying, but essentially what this allows you to do is not have gas in a mag because it's coming from a tank, which means that your rate of fire is just going to be off the scale. Your power is going to be off the, well, your fire rate per second is going to be off the scale, and even things like your accuracy is going to be more on point because it's CO2 like coming from a tank, not a mag, which sometimes can be very inconsistent. So for me, it takes this thing to a whole nother level because now I've got something that is competing with pro guns technically, and it's a CAA conversion kit with a Raven in it, well, Raven convert in it. So you really do have to kind of take these things in consideration when you do pick. I'm not saying go for what I went for, but I know I like to create and change and adjust and learn. So it's why I went for because if I had just bought a standard, I don't know, AEG, by now I'd probably be bored and have sold it just because I couldn't do much to it. Probably add a scope, probably get a couple more mags, probably decal it, and that's the most I could do to it. Maybe upgrade the gearbox, but when I looked at upgrading gearbox, it's like you really have to love that gun to want to upgrade it because upgrading a gearbox isn't really cheap. Neither is this tank, but because I really like the gun, it's worth the investment because I'm probably not going to sell this. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, and then like I said, you can see it's locked, but you can always take it off. So you see that now this chamber is clear and my release is further at back. So yeah, it's just really cool, man. I really like this. I just feel like it holds its own for a conversion kit, and not even just for a conversion kit. Like I know a lot of guys with LMGs and SMGs, and as much as I like the look of their guns, I just prefer the all-rounder that this offers me basically, and it still has space to grow. Like I said, I'm gonna put a GoPro on it and stuff like that. The last thing I want to talk about on the rifle was I had I think it was called the Firefly Q6 on the side. I just want to complain a little bit, but I'm not going to spend too long on the complaint. The camera, I basically lost the camera. Now, I'm not a clumsy person, but I did say this when I done the review of unboxing the Firefly run cam. Like, what would you call it? The mount that attaches the mount on the gun or the rail to the actual camera or the frame holding the camera, it's just not the strongest thing. I said this thing when I unboxed it and I put it on, I was like, bro, I can pull that off. I hope this doesn't happen during game. And do you know the maddest thing is, it did happen. I think it was halfway through the first game, I lost it. And I went to search probably like 4 to 6 times, still couldn't find it. So one thing I would say to that company is, you owe me a run cam. Like, you definitely owe me a run cam. I need you to send me one, just because you guys, I basically paid for the cam, but the attachments that you guys give aren't safe enough, because it's not like I had run past something and smashed the gun against it. It's like I was going through bushes. I lost this run cam in bushes. For me, it's so confusing, because I check the area so much times that I know that it's not there, but at the same time, it's like all that would have happened was like a slight brush off a leaf or a tree branch or something. So for me, it's like, if my camera is not secure enough to brush across a tree branch or a leaf, ooh, that's not a run cam, bro. I'm trying to say, that shouldn't even be sold as a run cam. And like I said, the cam itself seemed okay. That's why I wanted to test it, though it was a cheap one. But I more say this for the stance of, like, you can't sell something that's meant to be an action camera with a mount that is not secure, because then people, maybe for you it's a good thing because people lose the camera, so they end up buying more. But at the same time, for me as a user, I'm very tempted to just be like, I'm never gonna buy another one again, just because it just wasn't a nice experience. It's like I had got, no, tell her, like, it was halfway through the second game, so I'd got footage, I had charged it already and was in to the second game, halfway through the second game, And yeah, it was so annoying because you know when like you look through and you check the footage. I'm obviously checking the footage on the memory stick, and I'm seeing, oh, I've got some cool things. So I'm looking forward to the end of the day to check all the footage, and then boom, second game, it gets lost. So that was a bullshitter. I will say to what is the name of the company? I cannot remember the name of the company, but I will say to them, like, please, if you can, send me another one. If not, I will attempt to buy one more just for testing's sake. And you guys best hope the camera is good, because for me to now have spent £120 on this cam and say I lose it again, like, it would piss me off. So yeah, and because it's not the most expensive cam, yeah, some could be like, oh, but it's only £60, but you spend £120 and tell me how you feel about losing both of them. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? You want to buy it for secure. And one thing I have to give GoPro and certain other companies that do their thing is like, it's secure. The mount is secure. It's likely that you hurt yourself with the mount before you lose the camera. That's how secure it is. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? And for me, maybe not every user likes that, but for me, I'm a user that I prefer that kind of strength. Let the camera fall and hit me, rather than the camera falls and I don't realize. Do you kind of get what I'm trying to say? Like, build it so secure that I must know what's going on. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? But yeah, note to self, I think any camera I put on my gun will just be cable tied from now on, because I just can't afford to lose that kind of type of monies. And that one weren't even bad. Like, imagine if it was a GoPro, like £200-300 camera or something. So yeah, so that's rifle. In terms of gear, I'm gonna try close up the gear one quite quick. So first thing I will say, because what I used in my mags both days, it was the V6 Performance GBB Fuel, the 175 PSI. I will recommend this. Whether you're a Voss pistol owner or you're a Raven pistol owner or even a WE pistol owner, I was able to fill the mags each time. They weren't leaking. It works. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I feel like it's actually pretty good. Like, my guy was telling me about, there's a purple one and there's a yellow one. I think it's like 190 PSI, and then there's another one that's like 220 PSI or something. I'm definitely going to look into it, but my concern would be, would it do damage to my mags? Just because when this fires out of my mags, it feels so powerful. Even like, you know, sometimes, especially on the Glocks, like where the slide cocks back, you sometimes can feel like a lot of gas on this area, like an air type thing, and that's also things that let you know how powerful your gun or your mag or whatever is beating off, kind of thing. One thing I would say about that is, a lot of the time I do feel that with this, which kind of makes me feel like it's doing its thing. This must be a really good one, because there's green gases that I've used before and it's like, yeah, you feel a little, but it's not. This time, majority of the time, like 75 to 80% of the time that I shoot it, I feel that. You feel like it's just over kicking, and I believe it's because it's high performance gas. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So maybe that has something to do with it, but definitely recommended by ASSO, you know what I'm saying, or ASSO. And you know what's mad? My boy said that's what I should call it. He was like, you're always saying ASSO. So yeah, ASSO, ASSO. Airsoft Special Ops, I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely recommended by us. I can get you guys a link to it, because I have a plug who gets it for me for quite cheap. You get like I think it's like 3,000 2.0 BBs with it when you buy one of these or two of them. So yeah, definitely worth doing, guys. If you need links, message my page or email me. But yeah, I think that was the first video for you guys. Stay blessed, and until next meet.
Yeah, you're too humble, man. You're too humble. No, of course, anytime, like, you would do it.